All right, so you have already completed this worksheet yesterday, and I'm going to go through real quick how I would do these questions and the answers so you can correct your worksheet before you move on to part 2 of the assignment. So it says use your knowledge of the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle. Keep in mind a triangle has 180 degrees. So each triangle would have 180. It says up here the polygon in the picture is formed by joining triangles together. So this here has 3 triangles. So that means each triangle has 180 degrees. So that would be 3 times 180. And then you'd multiply that together and you'd get 540 degrees. Now this one here, hexagon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, 4 triangles. Each triangle has 180. So if we multiply that together, 720 degrees. And then a hexagon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. 5 triangles. Each triangle has 180 degrees. And then if we multiply that together, we end up with 900 degrees. Okay, so I just wanted the sum from each of those. Question number 4, looking at this picture, I can tell right here I have a triangle where all the sides are congruent. So that means all the angles would be congruent, which means all of these would be 60. My little equation for this would be x plus 60 equals 180, because this is a straight angle or a linear pair. Subtract 60, we get x equals 120 degrees. Looking at this one here, in the picture we have a parallelogram. I can tell because these sides are marked as parallel, these sides are marked as parallel. Remember when we had parallel lines here, this angle here and this one here were called either same side interior angles or consecutive interior angles, and they were always equal to 180 degrees. So you could do that and then do what we did here to get this one, or if you look at these two and extend this one, we have a pair of parallel lines and a transversal, and this angle here and this angle here are considered to be alternate interior angles, so they are going to be the same measure. Only works if our lines are parallel to begin with. Number 6, this angle is on the exterior. There are again 2 ways to do this. You could first find this angle measure using triangle sum and then do linear pair like we did over here. Or if you remember the remote interior angles theorem, it says that the angle on the outside is going to be equal to the 2 angles on the inside that it does not touch. So if we do this and add that together, we'll get 119. For the last one, we have been working on this quite a bit. Keep in mind, we started with, okay, to do perpendicular bisector, bisector means I need a midpoint. So I'm going to use the midpoint formula. I'm going to fill these in. So this would be 2 over 2 or 1. This is negative 4 over 2 or negative 2. Once I know where it's going to be bisected, I now need the slope to do perpendicular. So remember, the slope is the change in y over the change in x. So looking at this, I'm going to start with this point here, negative 2 minus the other one, negative 3 minus the other. So looking here, we add the opposite. On the top, we have 0 over negative 8. So whenever the 0 is on top, we can actually do this. So the slope for this line is 0, but we need to change that because we're looking for perpendiculars. So we need the opposite reciprocal. So remember, a slope of 0 is a line that looks like this. So that means the opposite reciprocal is going to be going this way, so my slope is undefined. So looking at this, I know my slope is undefined. I know it goes through this point. If I were to just sketch this, 1, -2 would be here, and I know it needs to be a vertical line going through that point. So I'm always going over 1. So my x value equals 1. If you want to check another point, you could pick this point here. That point, the coordinates are 1, 2. This, of course, was 1, -2. This is 1, 0. You can see that the x value is always 1.